and he put one paw around one side of the cylinder, one paw around the other side of the cylinder, and he began rocking his body back and forth. Hello everybody, GrayStillPlays, and we're back with more of Taito Ecology. No time for BS. I gotta tell you something. They changed something in this game. I don't know if it was in the last... I could have sworn it was not in the last patch, patch 1.8, and I don't see notes for a new patch. But the biome rendered way faster than it normally does, and whereas before I noticed we had so much stuff that it was actually causing, like, stutters in the system, there is now no more stuttering. So, ooh, look at this bear going for something good to eat. Oh yeah, go ahead, get it from the pomegranate. That's exactly what I put it there for, bear. You have fun with that, Yogi. So, one way or another, they are making, when I say they, I mean the development team, Immersed Games, they are making some significant upgrades to the way that the game handles and plays, and I really appreciate that, because obviously games are fun, right? So we play them, and the gameplay itself is fantastic, but one other kind of like sad and technical part of gaming is the game being able to be played, you know, on a multitude of systems, and when you get to that area that you've finally been looking for in a game, so you know you have tons of plants and you have tons of animals and they're everywhere and they're walking around and they're interacting and stuff like that, it doesn't bog down your system to the point where you can't enjoy it, you know what I mean? And that is a balance. That is a balancing act, because not only does the team have to deal with the fact that the purpose of playing Taito Ecology is to have a, you know, biome that's all diverse and has a ton of interaction between the plants and animals. Speaking of interaction, what's going on over here? Okay, it's just the earthworms. Oh, they are getting eaten by these... Oh, come here, there we go, by these pangolins. Plus they've had 6 juveniles. Anyway, not only is the game supposed to be, you know, fun and playable, fun, it's supposed to be playable, and that's something that they're definitely doing. And really, they've increased everything so far. If you actually look at my beginning episodes of this game, man, this is going to be episode, wow, 33 now for Taito Ecology. If you look at my beginning episodes, the game was very different. Not the gameplay, nothing like that. The game itself, the core game, was the same. What I mean is the graphics have been updated and overhauled. The way that the selecting system and placing system is implemented has been overhauled. The way that you move around the map has been overhauled. And all of these things were good. All those changes were changes that are positive changes. I can't think of a change that they did. Oh, almost forgot to... Well, I always seem to forget to speed up. So I guess you guys are like, oh, it's nothing new. We kind of expected. I kind of wonder how many people sit there and are like, how long will it take before he realizes he has not pressed the fast forward button? And as usual, our mushrooms are having low populations. We had a couple of groups here of pikas that have died, and I think I know why. I think when it comes to the pikas, they seem to like pop up so fast that they annihilate kind of all these mushrooms and stuff like that, and by the time they're done, there's nothing left for them to eat. So that's going to be a balancing act too. I do like the pikas. They're cool because they can get you a lot of creatures very quickly on the board, but the only issue with them is that they repopulate so fast that they outgrow your plants. So even as many grasses and things that we had down, you can see there's substantially less grasses. Now that might be why things are moving so smoothly as well. We just have less grasses all around. So let's go ahead and put some of those down. And while I'm putting down these grasses over here, let me tell you a story. Oh, well, let me tell you 2 stories. The story of... Where is he? I heard him. He's here somewhere. I think we have the last elephant. He's still around, though. This poor guy. 1 elephant left on the board. He has no friends. No elephant friends at all. I guess he can get along with all these pandas and stuff. I'll have to find him at some point and see how he's doing. Man, I think he's like over 3 years old or something. How are those rhinos doing? 2 of 4, and we've had 1 juvenile. So maybe their population will actually start to grow, but it takes like a year to get another one. Second story, gonna go straight into it. So today, I woke up and I saw a familiar sight that I have seen very often, and it makes me curse out loud words that I shouldn't say on Taito Ecology. And that was one of our drawers in our kitchen open. Oh, another group of pikas, you poor guys. One of the drawers in our kitchen open, and a bag of cat treats laying on, well, actually, I shouldn't say that. The drawer was mostly closed. And a bag of kitten treats laying on the ground. Immediately, I knew what happened. The bag of kitten treats had been completely obliterated. The packaging had been ripped to shreds, and all of the treats inside were gone. So, as you may know, I have 3 cats. And they are 3 completely different cats. I have one ultra hyper spastic cat that, like, is super tiny and can't gain weight no matter what. And that's just the way she is. She's just like a super tiny, lithe cat. And it's not unhealthy for her. She's just like that. So she weighs like, I think like 7 or 8 pounds. And that's as big as she's going to get. She's just a really small cat. I have a second cat. I'll go through names too so that you guys will know their names and it'll be easier to talk about them in the future. So her name is Ember. And then we have a second cat named Prince. And he is this, like, majestic, regal-looking black and white cat with, like, a little... his face is, like, a little bit of white, half black, with, like, a black goatee. And that's what kind of makes him look very princely. He's got, like, this very symmetrical, perfect little goatee on him. And he is probably the most pliable and lovable cat that has ever existed in the universe ever. And what I mean by that is you can take Prince and you can pick him up, you can fold him, you can do anything you want, and he'll just kind of like look at you and be like, sup. And he doesn't care. Like it's like he almost has no bones in his body. He twists himself and does weird kitten flips and stuff like that in the most odd and impossible of positions that look like his spine would snap in half, and he's just fine with it. And you could throw him over your shoulder, you could take him outside. He has no fear and he just has no care in the world. He is like the most laid back, chill cat that ever existed. You know, it's late at night and you're trying to get to the refrigerator or something like that, and, you know, you accidentally trip over him or you kick him or something like that by accident. He doesn't even care. He just lays there and he's like, hey, I was sitting here, just FYI. So he's pretty funny. So then we have our last cat named Onyx. And Onyx is a completely 100% black cat. There is not like a speck of white or any other color on him. Like sometimes there'll be cats with like a little bit of white on their belly, or like a little bit of white, or a little bit, maybe another color on their tail or something like that. Onyx is legitimately 100% a black cat. And Onyx, oh, and to give you a size comparison, Prince is about like 14 or 15 pounds. So he's like twice the size of Ember. He's a very, like, predatorily built cat. What's funny is while he's so lackadaisical, he's actually like a really good hunter. Like, if a frog or maybe like a lizard or something gets in the house or anything like that, he is the cat that will hunt it down and find it and unfortunately slay it, unless I could get to it first. So he's about 14 or 15 pounds. So Onyx is the biggest, most powerful football player cat that has ever lived that I've seen. He's about 20 pounds, And so he's this huge black cat, and he's not overweight. You need to understand. Like, he's not like how some of these cats are, like, you know, fat, and you can see like all their pudge and stuff like that, and their face is fat and everything. He is just muscular. When you pick him up, it's like picking up a muscle, like just a solid muscle. And he's so thick and powerful that when he gets going and he runs around, it's like a 20-pound bowling ball smashing into your legs. Now, the other issue with Onyx is, well, let's put down some mushrooms, because you can see as we're kind of expanding out this way, which is what I want to do toward the water. We're almost at it too. As we're expanding, a couple of groups of mushrooms are dying, and that's probably because the pikas and stuff are really chewing on these mushrooms. The thing about Onyx is that he is insanely intelligent for a cat. Now, these are the first 3 cats that I've ever owned. And now I've had them for, you know, many years. I mean, it's been 7 years that we've had these cats. And I don't know, I don't have really anything to compare him to. I mean, my friends have cats. So, like, I have seen their cats, but I haven't, like, owned other cats besides these that I'm around 24 hours a day. And the first thing that we noticed about Onyx as he was growing up is he could open up doors. So, like, we keep the door to our bedroom, my wife and I, the door to our bedroom closed when we sleep because we don't want the cats all over us and everything like that. And he was able to open up that door. And the door knobs that we had were like decorative, kind of handle-looking knobs, if you understand. They were like these long, slender knobs that you could fit your entire palm around, and then you kind of like pushed down on them, and that would open up the door. So we were like, oh, he gets his little paws on that, and he can open up the door. If he stands on his hind legs, he's a big enough cat to where he can grab the door handle and open it. So we're like, okay, so we bought like decorative cylindrical doorknobs. Okay, so doorknobs with no edges or linear positions on them that a cat could grab. So we were like, yeah, that's what we'll use. We'll use those. I mean, how's he gonna grab it? You know, he's got clawed paws. I mean, there's no way. Well, he started getting into the room again. So he was opening up the door again. And I couldn't understand it. I was like, how? It's impossible. It's a cylindrical knob, okay? It's completely slick. There's no way for him to grab this. It's impossible. One day, when he wasn't looking, I'm going to put down some chevretains actually over here because we don't have any, and we're starting to get a good amount of grass and stuff. And I want to make sure that our Dhole has stuff to eat too. What's his hunger like? Now, he's an omnivore, so luckily he can eat plants as well as animals. So I was like, he doesn't see me. And he got up on his hind legs, as he often does, and he extended the claws on his paws. And he put one paw around one side of the cylinder, one paw around the other side of the cylinder, and he began rocking his body back and forth. And he opened the door by rocking his claws back and forth over that cylinder, and he opened the door that way. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I was like, how did he figure this out? So there's no harder doorknob for us to get. Okay, there's nothing for us to upgrade to. So I mean, I guess I could put like doorknobs like, you know, head height or something like that, but that's ridiculous, right? I'm not gonna do that. So we're like, okay, he can open up the door. So what we had to actually start doing, this is insane. We had to we put a lock on the door to our bedroom, and we had to actually start locking the door. So it got worse than that. So eventually, I started seeing treat bags on the ground. And that's when I realized he could get into our drawers. And, well, actually, okay, I saw treat bags on the ground, and we used to keep the treats underneath the drawers in the cabinets. We have cabinets under some of our drawers in the kitchen area. And I was like, he figured out how to open up the cabinets, and he knows where the treats are, and he rips the treat bag apart, and he eats them. So we put child-proof door handles. It's like a little bar that goes across the handles of the cabinets, and it's so that, you know, kids can't get into the cabinets. So we put that on the cabinets. He was able to get through the child-proof cabinets and continue to rip open all of our bags of treats and eat them. This is why he's so big. And it's probably why he's so muscular too, because he spends all of his time working out, trying to open drawers and open cabinets. So we were like, okay, buddy, listen, you little dirt bag. We'll put the treats in the back of the drawer, in the upper level drawers. You know, try that out for size. Well, today, today I realized that he can get into the drawers. So now he is able to open drawers. I guess they're too tall for him, so I don't know. I'm guessing he's getting on top of the counter, and he's using his little claws to grab the little knob on the drawer, and he's opening up the drawer that way. So Onyx, you little sucker. You're a cat, so you're never gonna watch this. Well, actually you might watch it, but who knows these days, the way things are going. But to everyone else, I dedicate this episode to you and to my cat Onyx, who, despite every potential trial and tribulation we put in front of him to make him finally just stop finding the treat bags, ripping them apart, and then eating all of the treats, he continues to outsmart us. But let's take a real quick look through our biome and see how everything's doing. We have expanded on both sides pretty good. Actually, let's take a look at where we are. I think we're right about, yep, there's the other side. So we're now probably about 3/5 of the way around, and it's slow going just because, like I had said, it takes a little while. It takes a little while to actually, like, kind of get these various trees and stuff out, unless, you know what we'll do? We'll do a couple of time skips real quick. And let's go ahead and buy some more energy, because we always have a ton of this stuff now. And we'll do a couple of time skips real fast. Let's go and put down a few more of these wood apples. Man, you know what I really want to do? I want to put down that one poor elephant is all by his lonesome over there. I want to put down another elephant. And I think that that's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and do all this over here real fast. We'll put down a few more wood apples because I want to make absolutely sure that this elephant has all of the wood apples they could possibly want. So let's continue putting these down. I think, if I remember correctly, I think that the price of the wood apples went down, which is really nice. I think they were originally 50. Am I right on that, guys? Anyone remember specifically? I'd have to actually go back and look at some of the older episodes. But I think it was, or I think it was 80 rather. I think it was 80, and now we're at 50. So that's nice because, man, you need a large amount of wood apples if you want to be able to feed some elephants. I guess that makes sense. Let's put that there. Yeah, there we go. And some pomegranates too, because everyone definitely loves pomegranates. Let's put that there and there. I actually want pomegranates like all over the place, because pomegranates are probably one of those trees that everyone gets a lot of value out of, and they're fruiting right now too. So we'll continue to take advantage of the fruitiness of the pomegranates here, because man, they are just, there's just a ton of pomegranate fruit everywhere right now. Oh yeah. So you can see as we click on one of these here, 143 of those, of the fruits on there. Let's go put down some rhododendrons. so that we have a mixture of fruiting plants as well as just planty plants. There we are. Oh yeah. So right about here we'll put down another one, and we'll probably need to put down some grasses too, just to kind of make this level. So let's kind of go over here, and I'm gonna work on just the Himalayan fairy grass real fast right now. We'll put that down. There we go. Excellent. Alright, so that should be good. Let's put maybe another cluster over here, and like another cluster over here, and like another one over here. And the reason I'm kind of spacing these out is because they spread pretty good. Once you get them going, they seem to spread all right. Alright, so we've got that. We've got a whole just mountain of wood apple trees. Let's go over to the Asian elephant, and let's put this guy down and see what happens. Do not destroy everything that I have created. Alright, the elephants are down. You know what, actually? Since we have... I can't stand not using energy when I've got it. Since the elephants are down, let's go and put down a couple more of these banj oaks. Since we have a little bit more energy left. And the banj oaks do a lot for our ecology as well, and that's kind of why I want to make sure I have plenty of these guys down. Plus the elephants can take a lot of advantage of these things since they have fruit and leaves on them. I think they're fruiting right now. They are. Okay, let's do this time skip, guys, and see how it goes. 3 months. Yeah. Bam. How's everything doing? 99% on both fronts. That looks pretty good. Now, how is our elephants doing? Occupancy, 5 of 30. Okay. The wood apple trees are looking all right. We've got a banj oak that's down a little bit. But other than that, everything looks okay. Mushrooms are the only thing that have had low population, it looks like. Let's continue to just kind of like look all the way down here. Oh, we actually lost a couple of groups of mushrooms. Okay. So, yeah, that was pretty much it. And then the last thing that happened was that group of pandas had died, and that was before we fast forwarded. So things are doing great. Let's go down here to the actual ground level and let us, real fast, take the markers off on this game and take a look at what's been going on more at the ground level here. We've got some sleeping elephants. They're doing well. Really don't see that much grass expansion going on over here, so I'm probably going to have to put down some more grass. There's our pangolins. Man, these are such weird creatures. Look at those look at the little T-Rex forepaws we got going on that pangolin. Holy cow. That's interesting. And actually all the grasses are looking a little sparse. Next episode, I'll probably work on kind of putting some more grasses over there. And let me guys know, let me know, guys, if you like these little stories that I tell as well. If you like, I'll kind of tell you a few more stories about life and things like that. Until the next time, folks, stay foxy and much love.